Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
All right. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday, everybody. How y'all doing? How is it going? I mean, for me, it's going well. Y'all know what I like to do every week. I start off by going over my week and how everything was, just to give y'all a quick update. Well, it might not be so quick this time. Sorry about the last couple of weeks. Work has interfered with me being here, but that is no longer a problem. I got my schedule changed around so that way I can be here before I even have to worry about going to work. And I'll just close instead of opening on Wednesdays now. I make time. I make it work. I find ways to make things work. So let's actually get into my week, because I'm not going to lie. I've been having a pretty good week. The last few weeks have actually been very productive. I always make myself go home and do something in the house that needs to be done. So I'm very proud of myself for keeping up with that commitment. I've been working really hard on getting myself out of this lazy and unmotivated mindset, which we'll get into later on in the show today. But that's mainly what I've been doing when it goes forward to it. For the past week alone, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything important that I might have forgotten. Happy belated birthday to my brother, Marcus. His birthday was on the 6th, which was a few days ago, so happy belated birthday to him. He didn't really do too much, but he turned 35. That boy at 35, he almost at that age for the midlife crisis. No, all jokes, nothing serious. But for the last week alone, man, I'm not gonna lie, it's been very, very productive. So I don't know if y'all saw, but the last week or two, my door at home, I locked. So got a lot to catch up on with y'all. I was trying to run to go grab tacos with my best friend, Sydney. I'm sure y'all all know Sydney. And I ended up locking my keys, right, and every part of my key, to my room door, to the front house, or the front door. So my front door has a lock on it, of course, right? And then the master bedroom, my room, also has a lock on the door. But, however, I locked my keys inside the room door. So I ended up locking myself out the room, out of everything. I tried to break into it, and I guess I just don't know my own strength, because I pushed a little too hard and broke the door. And if y'all seen, that door pretty much, it came off, the top part came off. Now, I spent a lot of time fixing this door, and I had to use a knife, okay, because I couldn't find my screwdriver. I had to use a knife to take the old door off to put the new door on. The new door didn't fit, y'all. And before y'all wring my necks and say I should have measured the sizes before I went and got the door, I did. I measured it, and I went to Lowe's. I handed the guy the measurements, and I said, I need this door. He brought me back a door. Remember, I don't work at Lowe's. I work for Mini Golf, not Lowe's or Home Depot. So he brought me back the door. I figured it was right because I gave him measurements, and it didn't end up being right. So it just pissed me off with all of that. But I let it go because it's nothing you can do about it in the moment. You just go back and fix it, which, finally, but it's fixed. Also, with other than that happening, we'll let that go, let that be a bygone, because I'm just not going to deal with the bullshit that kept coming my way that week. And in this past week, really nothing bad has happened. Everything has been pretty cool, calm, and collective. I stepped out. I can't remember what night. Maybe it was Sunday night. I went out with my best friend, went to eat and grab a drink. So that was pretty cool. The kids have started school again. So school is back up and running, back in action as of Monday morning. To all other parents out there, man, we got a hell of a job to do. Summer definitely spoiled me because I forgot how these mornings are with the kids. Getting up in the morning, taking them everywhere. You can't go back to sleep because you got to go to work. It's just, man, it is tiring. And these kids, it's just, woo. Yeah, Yeah. But my son started first grade this year, and my daughter, my baby girl, Kalila, she started kindergarten. So it was pretty cool to see that they both start school. Terrence for the second year, Kalila for the very first year. Come to find out, they get to play together at recess, which is great. I'm happy to hear that, so I ain't got to worry about them being lonely or not, or being isolated. They'll always have each other, at least for middle school or elementary school. And God, it was something else about them starting school. Oh, so the first day of school, they have to start, but Miracle's not quite there yet. She's still in daycare, but even that doesn't start till next week. So as we taking the pictures for the kids for their first day, Miracle's got her little pink backpack on with her nightgown, right? Because she hung out with me from off days, Monday, Tuesday, instead of worrying about school. And she's just jumping in the pictures too. She ain't want to be left out. So it's pretty funny to see that. All of my kids are excited for school, but I told them, y'all excited now, but you'll get there where you tired of going, you don't want to go. It's not as much fun as you think it is, and once my kids see that, I think it's going to be a lot more fun for me to have fun with them when it comes to school, because I can mess with them a lot more often now, with that being in mind. But yeah, that was what's going on this past week. They've been going back to school, and today was the first day that I had to go back to work after dropping them off at school. So Miracle had to go to her grandma's house. And you could just hear my baby. Daddy, don't leave me. And it was just so sweet. It was so sweet. That's my baby. Now, if you look up in the dictionary, if you look up the words daddy's girl or anywhere online, a picture of Miracle should pop up next to it. Because I'll tell you right now, that one right there is a ride or die for her daddy. And she would live in my skin if she could. I call her my shadow because she don't go nowhere without me. You know what I mean? So it's so funny, so funny, so funny. Other than school for this week, don't forget that football season is coming up, slowly but surely approaching. I am excited about that. Football has always been something I love to watch when sports season comes in, so definitely can't wait for that. Rep your team now. Y'all know me. I'm a Falcons fan, Atlanta Falcons, gang. Rise up, ATL. Don't talk about my team if you ain't ready to get talked about. You can talk about my team all you want. No matter about football teams, I got jokes in real life, so I could talk about you, not just your team. So, be careful what you say. Tired of hearing all the bullshit-ass jokes. New year, new us. We got this. This was one that this is one that I actually couldn't wait to talk about, because if y'all know, E has been telling me every time I post something on social media or I'm at home, you can hear my smoke detector batteries going off. And they always letting me know or comment and let me know that I need to change those batteries. So I can officially tell y'all that as of 6 days ago, I have changed the batteries in my smoke detector. So we no longer hear the beeping sound. Everything is good to go. It's up and running. I thought that was a accolade to throw in there, because, it's something that I haven't done. Man, they like to say that. That's the one thing with black people. We always got that smoke detector to need the batteries changed. Well, not mine. Not no more. Now it's good to go. So fuck y'all and what you talking about. Gang, I got it going on. I did my shit. All right, now that I done got that out the way, the week in review, we've got that taken care of. Let's get into a couple of our topics for today. My first topic, actually, I have to start it off with this topic, simply because of the next topic is kind of not going to make sense without it. It is August, the month of August. We are on August 9th. If you do know me, then you know what's coming up. If you don't know me, I'll go ahead and enlighten you. So on August 12th of 2012, which was about 11 years ago in a few days, I lost my brother, my second oldest brother. Terrence was his name. Little Baby is what we called him, or Bizzle, Little Bizzle, either way, either one. I lost my brother in a moped accident. And it is impossible, it feels like, to completely heal or completely cope with the situation. Basically, 11 years ago, I was getting off work with my boy Alino Madden. Shout out to Alino if you're listening or tuned in today. Shout out to you. I had just got off work at Albertsons, and Bree had called me, and she said, hey, have you talked to Miss Lisa, which is my mama? Have you talked to Miss Lisa? Because a detective left a note on the door, and they've been trying to get in touch with her. We trying to get in touch with her. It's about your brother. It's about Lil Baby, and can't nobody get in touch with her. They won't tell nobody else. So I called around. I called my mom, told her to call Bree. They looking for her. And after everything came back full circle, I finally get the story, and they telling me that, my brother was hit off of his moped, and he's in critical condition at the hospital. Now, when I heard he got hit off the moped, because how me and my brothers are with each other, we joke, we laugh, we play. In my head, shout out to Alino again, because he was the one taking me to the hospital. In my head, I had all these jokes I'm ready to say to my brother, because I'm like, oh, he's going to have to be in a wheelchair, maybe crutches, get a cast. Like, he's got to wear something, something's got to be going on with it. So I got all of these jokes in my head, and I just can't wait to get there to the hospital room so that I can tell him all of these jokes and, go back and forth with him to see who's got the better jokes about the situation, even though he's the one in the hospital bed. And when I got there, it was just like, you just can feel death all over the place. I went in, everybody's just like crowded, just sitting around. And the first thing they tell me as I walk in is, like, he's on life support, So I go to the back to see him with my mom and everybody, and, it definitely wasn't a sight I wanted to see. I couldn't stay back there long because I couldn't see my brother like that. And it was tough, man. It was really rough. Going through that was life-changing for me. It really was. I went back out to the front, and, I'm just sitting around, and shout out to Alvina, which is another great friend of ours. I had walked into the waiting area and just put my head between my legs. I don't believe in showing emotion in public. I don't believe in crying in front of people. I don't believe in showing weakness in front of nobody. And in order to avoid it at that time, the only thing I knew to do was to bury my face. So I went and sat down and buried my face in my lap, and I just tried my hardest not to think about the fact that what was really going on. And Alvina came over and gave me a hug and just like, comforted me in a way. So it calmed my emotions down. I didn't have to worry about really, really exploding. Then my cousin, Nene Kalila, who I named my daughter after, I was walking out because I just felt emotions rising again. I was walking out of the hospital to just go to go sit somewhere just to kind of get some alone time. And as soon as I walked out, my cousin, Nene, she just grabbed me and put my head in her neck area. And it's amazing because it's like I broke down a little bit right then and there, It was very hard to accept the fact that they wanted us to say goodbye to my brother. I mean, I've known this man for 20 years of my life, and, I grew up with this man all my life, and, it's my brother. You know what I mean? It's my brother. That was probably when I realized I wasn't going to be able to hold it in too much longer. So after all of that, I went back into there, tried to keep a game face on, because I'm like, ain't no way God going to do me like this. My brother ain't going nowhere. We got too much history, in my head. We got too much to lose. And, so when they came out and they said that we needed to go to the back and say our goodbyes, I didn't know how to react to that. At that point, my emotions just completely took over, and I busted out and ran, and I searched for my older brother, Pootie, Gary, my oldest brother, because I felt like if anybody would be able to comfort me, if anybody would be able to understand what I'm going through, it would be my oldest brother. The only person that lost the same person I did, which is a brother. And that's what I did. I leaped into his arms in tears because they told us that our brother we was about to have to say goodbye. And I still never went in to say goodbye because I could never bring myself to do it. I got to give you guys his backstory so that way when I talk about the next thing, you'll understand. So pretty much that was going on, and I just, I blacked out after that. And when I say I blacked out, I can remember the funeral, I think the viewing, things like that. But I can't remember my day-to-day life. I was partying a lot, drinking a lot. I did everything I could to forget about it. I did everything I could to ignore it, to not tackle on the pain or handle it head on. And it wasn't the best idea, but, I didn't have anybody. My brother, my oldest brother, just disappeared on me. And I was very upset for a long time. A very long time. Honestly, up until this past weekend. I was very upset with him, and I held a grudge for him, against him, for it. There were a few people I held a grudge for. But when it happened, I couldn't go to my mom because she was mourning in her own way. She just lost a child. I couldn't say nothing to her. My oldest brother was nowhere to be found, so I couldn't talk and, relate with him or. And I get it. We all mourn differently. We all grieve differently. We all have our ways of handling stuff, but that was my oldest brother. You know what I mean? I lost another older brother, and you the oldest, so I always expected you to be there for me when that happened. He wasn't there, and it just completely left me distraught. Another person, crazy enough, my kid's mom told me one day, she told me at the candlelight of my brother's passing, she said, something in you changed. Can't tell what it is, but something in you changed. And she was right. She was completely right, because it did. A lot in me had changed. I had just lost somebody so close and so dear to me that I didn't really even understand the world anymore. I was just numb. I just shut down. But she noticed that, you know what I mean? She noticed that. I felt like in some way my brother knew that I needed him. And those two people just up and disappeared on me. I mean, it's crazy because now me and her got 4 kids together. But at the time, they just up and left me. They up and disappeared on me. And I didn't understand how somebody that saw the change in me could up and leave me. And my oldest brother, my sibling, my blood, could just disappear on me. So I did the next best thing of what I knew how to do. I would drink and work. I used to work 3 or 4 jobs at a time. I would go out, party and drink, and right from going out partying, I go to work. That's how I've dealt with it. That's how I dealt with the loss of my brother. Over the years, I've tried therapy, I've tried counseling, I've tried a bunch of stuff, anger management. And the first time, some of those things didn't work. But after revisiting them and understanding, like with therapy, I went in there like, man, I seen TV. You're supposed to just fix me. I sit down, you fix me, I walk out a happy man. But it don't work that way if I don't express or explain what's bothering me, why it's bothering me, where it came from, where it stemmed from, what potentially it can grow to be, how to eliminate it. If I don't talk about those things, then there's no way to fix it because I'm not trying to tackle that issue. So at first, some of those things weren't working because I wasn't allowing them to work. I didn't give them the chance to because I didn't properly go in with the right head. You know what I mean? So, yeah, over the years, I've tried it and it did work. It got better for me to cope with, or at least I thought in a way. There's still plenty of times and moments where I'll break down, like, for example, I'll get to thinking about the fact that my brother made all the jokes about me and Diamond growing up and told me how I would never get it, I would never get her, and, just for him to see, like, not only did I get her, but I got her pregnant 4 times. You know what I mean? Just so he can know, I've done everything. Like, I just wanted him to at least meet one of my kids, right? He didn't get to meet none of my children. He didn't get to see me be successful. He can't see me now. Like, look at how far I've come. He can't see the growth that I've done in life, and that shit eats me up, real bad. I won't lie. It eats me up so much to say that he didn't even get to enjoy a family Thanksgiving with me and my little ones. He didn't get to see me reach places. I told him I'd go. He just didn't get to see me be great. And that's just a pain I can't really explain, It's tough because growing up, man, we had some of the best times. Regardless of what the situation may have been, we had some of the best times. I felt like a loner growing up, And people always say, how do you feel lonely when you have family around you? And it's like, I may have people around me, but I have them. Who has me? I felt like nobody has me. You know what I mean? Regardless of how much family was around, there were things from whether it was to who my dad was, to just over the simple fact that, I was his kid. I got treated a certain way. I got talked to a certain way. And I really felt like an outcast. There were plenty of times where I attempted suicide as a kid. I didn't know what I was doing, so it never worked, but I've done it. They don't know about that, but I've done it. I've tried it. I'm not happy about it, you know what I mean? But it's life. I was going through a very tough life as a child. I felt alone. I felt abandoned. I felt left out. I felt abused. I felt used. I felt misguided. I felt like that I shouldn't have been here. You know what I mean? I really felt out of place. But my brother, my brother had a way of making me feel like I was the most valuable thing in his life. Even when it came to in school, early on in school, when it was elementary school, man, I was in the lunch line and somebody said something to me crazy, and but the way that they said it, and they got to talking after school, my brother beat him up for me. Or when it was at freaking in the apartments and this kid was messing with me, my brother chased him all the way in his house and told me to piss on his door, which I did. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is, even in my young adult life, I was 16, and I went home one day to tell my brother and them about a man I stood up to because he had a gun, and I stood up to him. My brother called this man after finding out who it was, and he put the man in check about pulling a gun on me. So, with me not feeling valued or wanted or appreciated in life in general in my family growing up, my brother was there to remind me that I was. He reminded me that he loved me, that he cared for me, that I was safe, I was protected. I was family. He reminded me that there was more to it. And when he left, all of that went down the drain, I had nobody no more. I didn't feel like I had anybody, because the one person that, regardless of what the case may be, they always made sure that I knew they cared about me. My brother was not big on showing emotions, speaking it. But I paid attention, you know what I mean? Like the time he would call my mom and tell her when was I coming home, but don't tell me that he asked when I'm coming home because he don't want him to know he missed me, Man. He always made sure that I knew I was valued. So losing him was probably losing a huge part of me. And it changed everything about me. I used to be such a happy and naive person that smiling was all I knew how to do. Being happy was all I knew how to do. But when I lost my brother, man, I visited such a dark place. Such a dark place that smiling wasn't even an option. Frowning was the number one thing going for me. Breaking down was the easiest way to go. And I hate that for myself. I hated it for myself. I still do. I don't ever, ever, ever want to go back to it. But it put me in a place where I was just like, fuck it. I just became numb. I shut down to everything and became numb. So I say that because over the weekend, my oldest brother, we had a heart-to-heart. And what he told me was that he apologized for leaving me. He said, I apologize for when we lost our brother, I just up and disappeared. Now, I've been going my entire, 11 years of dealing with this on this healing journey, thinking that I didn't need to hear that. But I cannot tell y'all how much pressure it relieved to hear him apologize for not being there. As much as I thought I didn't need that, it felt great to know that my brother acknowledged that I needed him and he wasn't there. And in that exact moment, I dropped a tear on the phone with my brother. But in that exact moment, I let it go. I had nothing else to hold against him. I let it go. So then, I called my mom the next day just to talk to her about it, because I'm like, I never told nobody, but, I had a grudge against him for that. And he just apologized for it. Like, now I let it go officially. And my mama was like, lately I've been telling everybody that you were not this mean before. And, I am an asshole. And I don't mean to be, but that's my best bet in life. You know what I mean? For lack of a better word, that's just who I am. She said, I told everybody, though, ever since you lost your brother, it changed you. And it was different. You don't act the same you do anymore. And I think it changed you to be mean because y'all were so close. Y'all were closer than anybody, you know? And that's my piece that I try to tell everybody. It's like we had such a bond, such a relationship. And I have nobody to relate to, nobody to talk to, nobody to speak about it, nobody to be like, oh, I know how that feels, because the people that I expected to be there just turned their backs on me. So that apology from my brother, it meant everything. From my oldest brother, it meant, from Pootie, that it meant everything to me. I can't explain how much it made me feel like I can deal with this a little better in life. It's going to be 11 years come Saturday, and it still hurts like hell. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. It still hurts like hell. The pain is ridiculous, and I don't really know what to do to get through it. I do know that this is like the biggest healing journey of my life. It's been 11 years and counting, and it's tough. But, you know, I'm hoping I can keep pushing through like I am now with this situation, regardless of whatever's going on. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it hurts. But I have to keep living. I have to keep going, you know? One day we'll meet up again, hopefully in heaven. One day we'll meet up again, and we'll have all these conversations I want to have, you know, and we'll go from there. Now, I had to have that conversation because the next conversation I want to talk about is family, because I really feel like family is very important, but there is so much that you have to tie into the word family. Just to give y'all a hint of what I mean. The family we come from is great because we build bonds, we build relationships, you know, we build meaningful times with them. But the family we create is our number one priority. So I used to always want my family to be on the same page. I used to always want us to be all buddy-buddy and friendly, not so dysfunctional. When every family is dysfunctional, right? But you can't be the only person that wants a family to be a family. You can't be the only one that wants everyone to get along, everyone to do right. Like, I want to do family reunions. Shit, I want to go and have fun with each other and meet up and do matching T-shirts and, you know, days at the park, or sorry, events at the park, you know, water fights and stuff like that. I want to do all of that, you know, like I would love to do stuff like that, but I can't. I can sit up here right now and set up a family reunion. I can make the shirts. I can reserve the park, set the time, set the date, and only about 5 people will show up because they are too good to be around family. It really sucks. It really sucks. But y'all got to remember, you know, family is where you make those memories and at those great times. So if you don't want to be around family, you just don't want to be around family. Something is wrong with you, but you need to figure it out and get it together. You know what I mean? Now, me personally, man, I've had this conversation so many times in the last week alone. It kills me so much over the fact that I failed to give my children a 2-parent household. It really grinds my gears. I've always said this to everybody. I've always said this to their mom. But it was always love at first sight to me. I will never deny that, never regret it. I will never, ever, ever change my mind. You know why? Because till this day, my heart just yearns for that woman. As much as we've been through, whatever done happened, whatever I done got put through, whatever she did, it's just that my heart, it just yearns for that woman. I hate it because I feel like you are yearning for something that's constantly showing you it may not work. You know, it's not going to work out. It's just constantly showing you these problems and issues that you can't get past. And part of me is like, I want my family to work. You know what I mean? Like, I love the fact that, here's the thing. As co-parents, we do our goddamn thing. Like, we take care of the kids. We on point. We're helping each other. Where one is lacking, the other one is picking up, or vice versa. Like, we do such a great job. And it's just like, damn, we doing wonderful raising these kids. But to combine, it's like, it's always a problem. And I just can't get it past my head over the fact, it's like, let me rephrase that, or past my heart. Because in my head, I can think logically about the situation and read the patterns. But in my heart, it's like, man, it's like, you should try harder. You should try harder. And I'm like, how much harder should I try? How much more can I do? What else can I show? You know, like, I felt like I've done everything I can to prove that I wanted that to work out. You know what I mean? And it's just, it sucks because I want my kids to be able to say they had that two-parent home. I want them to be able to say, you know what, mom and dad always figured it out. They worked it out. They talked through it. But I don't want to give them a false image of that. Like, I don't want to end up doing this and then I create a toxic environment for my children to live in and grow up in. The last thing I want to do is create an environment where they regret growing up in. Later on down the road, they get mad because me and their mom, all we did was argue and fight all the time. You know what I mean? We never got things taken care of. We never could be on the same page. We always on different books at that. You know, like, I don't want my children to have to grow up and say I grew up in a toxic cycle or a toxic environment. And part of me feels like that's what'll happen. I feel like my children, I don't want my sons to feel like, oh, hey, you know what, you need to just accept any way a woman treats you and deal with it, and whatever comes along with it, comes along with it. If you want to be with her, that's what you need to do. I don't want them to be like that, though. I don't want my sons to be that way. I want my sons to understand that, you know, respect is a two-way street. So you have to drive down it to see the, well, you have to, you know, go down both ways. It goes both ways. So if you're not being respected, then you have to eliminate yourself from the position or from the environment. You know, you got to remove yourself from that situation. And I feel like me going back to that situation without no real change, no promises, no nothing that'll really show me it'll change, is me teaching my boys that they have to settle, and me teaching my girls they can just talk and treat me in any kind of way. I don't want to do that. I want my girls to feel like they are valuable in a way to men that it is unlike any other. Because let's be real, women are fucking amazing. Y'all are valuable to us like no other. But I want my girls to know that from the ground up. You know what I mean? And I don't want them to feel like they can just talk and treat men any kind of way, because every man is not going to be like me. They're not going to be calm and let them get talked to a certain way or get hit or get treated a certain way. Some men will cheat. Some men will hit you back, yell, fight, whatever the case may be. There's more than one reaction to getting fucked up or to being fucked over, I like to say. So in their defense, I don't want them growing up thinking that this is okay and wondering why they keep having issues because they saw it growing up with mom and dad, right? I want a healthy relationship with my spouse, you know, or kid's mom. I want it to be in a way where we don't have to worry about that. And if we do get into it, we can sit down and work it out. We know how to talk about it and talk through it instead of talking at each other. I want to get to a point where we can understand each other better, not just sit up there and worry about if we're understanding each other better. I just don't want to be in an environment that has shown me the same thing year after year, time after time, with no real change. And I'm at that point now where I'm an asshole. So I don't give a fuck if you've been doing great for a month. The first sign I see of you going back to your old self, I'm going to wild the fuck out over it. Because I don't want to deal with it at all in general. Period, point blank. I don't give a fuck if you got the smallest argument over something I didn't do or something I did do. I don't want to see that shit. Because obviously it's something that's becoming a problem. Anything that's an issue to me, I don't want to see that shit because I want it to be fixed. I'm at that point where it's been 15 or almost 15 fucking years. I'm not about to keep repeating myself over what I need to change and what I don't want to, or what I do want to change and what I don't want to happen no more. I'm not doing that no more. I'm going to just shut up and go talk to the next woman. I tell everybody all the time, it sucks that if I have another woman around, I should just be a cheater. Because if I cheated, I bet you that woman gave me everything I want. She gave me everything I want every single time. But it's just not in my character to cheat. I wish I could. I want to so bad. But I can't. I really can't. So with that being said, it's like, why sit there and deal with it if I'm not even willing to cross my own lines to cross you? It's because my character is strong. You know, I built that character from the ground up, and that's one thing I won't do. If we are at a point where we can't get change and it's the same shit, you damn right I'm going to trip the fuck out every time something happens. I don't want to talk. I don't want to nothing, because you know better. You knew better and you did it anyway. So deal with your consequences. That's what you're going to deal with. Simple. I don't want to make excuses for adults anymore. I'm tired of trying to make an excuse for a person that don't want to help themselves. And that was a general statement, because there's a lot of y'all out there where y'all want this entitlement, but y'all ain't even trying to change for the better. Y'all just like, fuck it. And y'all want to keep being childish adults and childish motherfuckers. Like, where the fuck does that come from? Where does that come from? That's why over the years, man, when it comes to all of this shit, I literally have just learned to just turn my feelings off. Yeah, it's just that the shit y'all dealing with and talking about, it's just not worth it to me no more. I don't care to hear it. I don't care to talk. I don't care about none of that. At this point now, what I do care about is staying on my shit. That's it. Just staying on my shit and not having to worry about oh, my bad. And not worrying about the bullshit. Let me go ahead here. I got something I want to play for y'all, because I was talking about, you know, grieving and stuff earlier and all of these losses. But when it comes to feelings and emotions, it's to a point now where I'd rather be numb than feel anything. I think this is a great way of explaining it. So that way, let me just make sure I'm at the right one. Y'all can hear it. Okay, and here we go.
I don't think I've been. I haven't grieved like properly. I don't think I even know how to grieve.
I was gonna ask you that. What does that even look like for you?
When shit just get hard for me, I just go numb. I don't even. It's just my defense mechanism.
Is that healthy though?
I don't think it's healthy, but it's practical to get you through the days. I have.
So I like that, because it goes to show and say, you know what? Honestly, you're right. I don't grieve properly. I don't know how to grieve. I don't know where to go, how to grieve, what to go on from it. But what I do know is it may not be healthy for me to grieve this way, but it gets me through the days. It gets me through every little thing that I'm trying to battle and fight against. So if I'm numb, I don't got to worry about it and deal with it. I can go on to the next day. I can pick up and move it on. I never dealt with it, and it's still unhealthy because it's probably sitting there just boiling, right, somewhere. But I agree with that. I don't really feel like I've ever grieved properly, and I really don't feel like I know how to properly grieve. I think I have spurts where I may break down, but as far as grieving goes, I don't think that I fully went there. I'm just going to be completely honest. I don't think I fully went there. This next video, I want to play it first, and then I'll kind of talk about it. It's kind of a side note, but it's also kind of the same situation. But let's play it first. 1 second.
The submissive woman and the dominant man who is the head of the home and the woman's the neck of the home is still a thing that exists. It isn't, because we want to get 50%, 50-50 so hard, right? We want to get, let's be honest. As women, a lot of us are like, if I can afford for myself, you better be able to afford for both. Like, there's so many double standards to that, right? And you walk into an economy that's already struggling, and this man needs to be able to put on food on the table for you and him. Do you know that when the easiest way to deal with a man in society is to accuse him of beating your ass or raping you? And no one wants to have that conversation. When he's done in terms of his social capital, right? Where does he go back to? The honest truth is that the woman, especially the black woman, has become the enemy of the black man, because we're so quick to break down our own household. And we don't see what the issue is. And that's why so many black men are killing themselves. Because we no longer protect them. That's what I'm saying. So have men gone soft? No, but life has become super hard for me.
That I like it because she tackled on so many issues in such a short amount of time. She tackled on the fact on how life is already hard for us, on the fact that women want us to go out and provide for them when we already have to do it for ourselves as well, but we can't hold that, that same double standard. Oh man, she just talked about how we have our own shit that we deal with and how everything is hard for us in a way. And man, I'll tell you what, I think as men, we are all let's put it like this. It's hard for men to talk and open up, and the reason why, I'm not sure. I can't tell you why. I'm not sure why.
Have you ever seen that guy that when he shows up in public,
sorry
he
about
looks...
that. But it is actually crazy to see. Now, I pulled up this list, and I normally pulled it up for people. Last week or two, I've been hearing a lot of women talk about men this and men that, certain things about men's mental. And let me see here. I just simply asked them to read through this list for me. When I asked them to read through the list, they may not see it or they may not know what it is per se, but I always ask them to read it to me, and I say, hey, what do these numbers mean? And just so I can get a general point of view of if they actually know what's going on or if they are just like, having, what do you call it, just talking, right, without actually any real context behind the conversation at all. So what the post is showing is let's see. I want to get the actual numbers for you all so I don't just sit there and feed you a bunch of what ifs and whatnots about this. Let's see. Basically, though, even when I went through the entire thing, they read through them. Oh, here we go. All right, I found it. So let's start this off. It says 525,000 men a year, 10,096 men a week, 1,442 men a day, 60 men every hour, 1 life a minute. And after I had them read through that, the funny thing is, nobody knew, none of them knew what those numbers were for. And one thing I like to express and talk about is the fact that women, well, I think I want to say now it's about 8 billion people on the planet. So I believe now what was it here? Oh, wow. Okay. So I want to say it's about what they say 3 times. Women outnumber men 3-1 now, if I'm not mistaken, or almost 4-1. So women outnumber men 3 or almost 4-1. However, men's suicide rates are almost 3 times that of women's. So I give out those numbers to people. I talk about it. I show them that, and they look surprised because they're like, well, that can't be true. And it is. Those are real live numbers, where they come from. Men are really like, we have a lot that we face in the world on a day-to-day basis as a man. And the fact that we've been told from the ground up, from when we were born all the way till, however old you are now, that we should hide our feelings and not talk and not express them. We should be men and just deal with it. And we've been programmed to be manly men for so long, and that's why the suicides are happening. Nobody feels like they can talk, or they don't know how to talk, or where to talk, or where to start, which is where I come in handy. I'm trying to start something, at least get the conversation going. So it just saddened me because I would talk about those numbers and show that, and nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew exactly what it was. So I hate that. And then you all want to talk about stability when it comes to things like that, but I'm tired of the whole stability and gender roles, and then y'all get the gender roles and talk about 50-50. Cut all of that shit out. Everything you talk about doing in a gender role relationship is basic fucking life skills that you need to do anyway. So be a big adult, a big person, be responsible, grow the fuck up, put your drawers on, and become an adult. Simple as that. Stability means you're stable. You have a place to go, place to live. You got a good job, taking care of bills. You're stable. You got it going on. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, but your bills are paid every single paycheck, you just ain't got no money to go out and party, you are stable. Good job. You're taking care of your shit, okay? Why are you giving 50-50 in a fucking relationship when you got 100% of yourself? Don't give me half of you when you can give me every single part of you, because I want every piece of you, every percent of you that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 100% of me, so match that fucking effort. 50-50 is not a thing. At 50-50, y'all are fucking devaluing each other and not doing the full potential y'all could be going. So stop with that goddamn 50-50 bullshit. I'm tired of hearing it, and I'm over it. Sorry, simple as that. Quick thing here. Men, I always give out a little piece of dating advice. When you take a woman out next time on a date, what you need to do is you can either pay the bill or not pay it right away. Tell the waiter not to come back to the table after you've done so. And you tell her, I ain't got the money to pay the bill. See how she react, fellas. If she cover it, or if she offer to cover it, you know you got a good one. If she say she don't know either, or put y'all in the worst situation, pay that bill and drop her off at home and leave it alone. Don't even go in the house after that, because she might have some good, and that might get you caught. So you know what I mean. Better safe than sorry. Also, to my family and friends. Sorry, I didn't pay attention. I only got about 7 minutes left. To my family and friends, I have an idea to do a Spider-Verse video. If you would be so willing to reach out to me, or at least let me know, anybody that be interested in being in a part of the video, it would require you to get your own Spider-Man costume. Doesn't matter which Spider-Person you do. You can do any Spider-Person you want. But please reach out to me. I got this idea for a very big video that I want to do. And I'm trying to include minimum of at least 20 other people in this video. And literally, you don't have to do too much, but get your costume, and you need to stand around and kind of look good, so to say. And then we'll do like a little fight scene at the end, right? But to all my family and friends, close family and friends that want to be a part of this nice little video, if you haven't seen me on TikTok, I've got a nice amount of followers there. I'm trying to get that everywhere else. But maybe we can help each other out with some promotion. You know what I mean? I will tag everybody to send a video, let the credits know who's there, who is who. So on and so forth. But reach out to me if you're interested, and I'll give you more explanations on what I'm trying to do, what the video is about. Sadly, me and my kids are going to be the main characters. However, y'all will be spider people in the background, and I really need that, because that makes the entire video worth it with everybody in the background. So even though we're up front, close and personal, y'all are still a huge and important part. So let me know about that. Let me know. God, what else did I forget here? Yada yada. Let y'all know that. One thing I want to touch on, but we'll talk more about next week, is fate and destiny. Like things that happen to you if you should be there or shouldn't be there, or things that have happened to keep you out of harm's way or to keep you out of a way of a situation that could have turned bad. I want to go more over that next week, but we'll get there. All right, now it's towards the end of the show, so we have a giveaway coming up. So I'm going to give you guys, by the way, as of next week, the show will be moving to 4 p.m. It'll be moving up an hour. So it'll be at 4 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. next Wednesday. Don't forget that. So with that being said, I have a giveaway. I have a Vegas for Locals Kiss mini golf, a gift certificate for a family of 4. Okay? It is a certificate of family of 4. You all get to come in and golf at no cost to you. I can either even hand deliver this to you or put you down on the reservation list, whatever comes first, to get that family of 4 taken care of. In order to win this gift certificate, so I hope y'all are listening. In order to win this family of 4, for mini golf at the Rio, inside the Rio, it's called Kiss World, which is where you want to go for it, okay? Again, family of 4, Kiss World at the Rio, mini golf, glow in the dark theme, all Kiss theme, pretty great. If you want to win for this, it could be a friends of a group of 4, family of 4, doesn't matter. But if you want to win, you just need to go follow my Instagram pages and comment on my last post on each page. It's that simple, that easy. You go comment. By this time next week, I'll have a winner, and we'll get it taken care of. I'll announce the winner here on the show live. Instagram is Juss Quanni, JUSSQUANNI. That's the personal page. And then choose your character, CHOOZEYOURCHARACTER. Choose your character. So Juss Quanni and choose your character. It's the Instagram for both. You gotta go follow both pages and comment on the last post on each page. You do that. Oh, and by the way, in order for you, so I know you're participating, you just want to comment Kiss Mini Golf or Hot Team. Either one of those will work. Kiss Mini Golf or Hot Team will work for you. And you could win a trip for 4 to Kiss Mini Golf, all expenses paid except for gas. You got to find your own way down there. But we got you. I got you. You guys have a week. I will lock my last post Tuesday night by 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we will have a winner Wednesday when I come in. So definitely can't wait for there. And don't forget that next week the show starts at 4 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. So you'll be able to hear the winner then, and I will tag the winner on social media networks. And I'm going to pick a random picture off your profile that, you don't get to choose. I get to choose which one, so you better have some good ones ready. Other than that, definitely feel free to follow me on all social networks. You already got Instagram, but you can also follow Instagram at, you got all the Instagrams already. You can follow my Facebook at Mark Quan Thomas or Quan Facebook Joe Thomas, or also choose your character, which is the page there on Facebook. You know what? Let's open this up to all social media platforms on this challenge. All you got to do is comment Kiss Mini Golf and like and follow the pages, and you'll be entered to win. By Wednesday, you'll know, and you'll get a shout out. I may even invite you on the show so you can talk about your experience. TikTok is Juss Quanni23, as well as Snapchat, which is Juss Quanni. So don't forget to follow everything, even the YouTube pages. And I will catch y'all again next week on the hottest radio station on the planet at 4 p.m., which is a hot 702.5 FM. So without further ado, peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week.